Hey, what's up, everybody? Algamas here today. Today, we're going to be talking about why Cameo basically needs to be buffed. So, everybody knows that Cameo is pretty much underused in today's current meta. There's really no reason to use a Cameo in ganking, especially due to the fact that, you can pretty much wipe now, as unless you run away, you're not really going to be doing much to today's current meta. When there's things like Vinakiri Druids, or Constructs, or Elder Vamps, there's really no point in using a Cameo unless you're able to quickly escape. That's why everybody uses either a Shinobi or sometimes a Faceless. Any other class, you're just basically asking for a Death Wish at that point. So I think, in my opinion, the best thing would be to give Cameo buffs that would make it stand out from other races and that would actually let it be able to survive. So I think one really good change is what I saw in popular suggestions. One where it said, how about giving Cameo Battery so people aren't just wiping fodder. I think that's probably like a really good idea, because in K you can just pop it if you need to, and if you want to get gripped, you can just get gripped, right? But in Gaia, this would be really useful, because since you have 9 lives and you regen 1, you can just die. You just basically have 9 lives. It's a character with 9 lives instead of being able to wipe instantly. I think this would make it a lot better and a lot more sought after than if it was just, you can just burn through 9 lives really quickly, because people can do a lot of damage in today's current meta. You know how quickly those lives can go down, especially if you're something like a Faceless or a Shinobi. You get hit by that, White Flame Charge, get hit by a Demon Eye combo, a Dragon Slayer, a Shinobi's combo. You're losing those lives quickly. I think another thing that I also saw coming from this guy over here saying Cameo deserves a buff. The buff I would see would give it perfect Lannis effect, since they can't use spells, which I think is perfectly reasonable. Now somebody might be like, okay, why are you giving it an artifact when you're already have 9 lives? In my personal opinion, I think they should be able to use spells, but this is probably to prevent a cameo Hoppa Mage, which probably would be really annoying. I also think they should also really remove the vampire knockback. I just don't really see any point to having that. Especially if you're like a Dragon Slayer. If you're trying to go Cameo Dragon Slayer, which I don't know why, maybe you would, but you can't really combo with something like that because of the vampire knockback. And I think they should also give it more speed as well. That's what this guy mentions as well. It should give it some speed, because it's pretty slow if you're not a vampire. But yeah, for the most part, I'm just really looking for a couple buffs to just make it stand out from the current meta. There's a reason why everybody goes Cameo Construct instead of just Cameo. You know what I mean? Why are people choosing Construct, the thing Cameo's Constructs are trying to be, instead of Cameo itself? People are rather choosing the non-artifact race and then the artifact race. Does that make sense? I guess you could say the same thing about Metal Scream. People would rather go Construct than Metal Scream, but still, Cameo is it's supposed to be the ultimate race that people sought after, and yet it's barely being used in today's meta. There are races that people consider better than Cameo, like Navrin, for example. There are plenty of people that would rather go Navrin than Cameo, and that's probably just because the Elder Vampire aspect, the racial abilities, and just the fact that who wants to waste a Cameo because they can't play the class that they want to play. If I'm a Deep Knight, there's no reason for me to use a White King's Amulet versus if I'm a Shinobi. So yeah, I hopefully they add at least some changes to Cameo that would make it more viable. I really like also that this guy said maybe 2 hours per live instead of 1, but that's personally up to them. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this video. Maybe try and go make some more suggestions, making Cameo more powerful. Hopefully we can make Cameo great again. I'll see you guys later. Peace.